Action Comics 959, written by Dan Jurgens, art by Tyler Kirkham. That is a different artist from the last two issues, which I think was
Yeah.
noticeable. But I did like the art. I thought it was strong.
Yeah. Usually I haven't liked what Tyler Kirkham's put out, but this was, I think, the strongest stuff I've seen out of him. And had I known he was at the con I was just at last month, had I known, because I don't stay up to date with the previews like you guys do, the solicits. So had I known he was coming, I would have went and talked to him,
I
you
mean,
know?
yeah, even though I do look at the solicits and sort of keep track, like with artists changing this frequently, and like I don't remember all the names. Like if you'd asked me last week who was replacing the last artist, I wouldn't have been able to tell you.
Yeah.
Uh,
But had I known, because it looked really good. I liked the good majority of it, and even his Doomsday, and that's a character that I hate and I think
yeah,
looks stupid, but here looked fine.
it looked good. So there was some complaints from some people that the first few pages were recapping Death of Superman once again. Uh, However, this was from Lois's perspective. It started with Lois narrating, which I thought for me made it worthwhile doing because it went straight into sort of her trying to protect John from it.
Yep.
So I think for her character's perspective, it actually aided where she was at right now.
Right, because she went through it too. It's not just Clark.
Yeah,
And so you get, him, what he went through fighting Doomsday, and then here you get what she went through watching the person she loves fight Doomsday. And now it's happening all over again. And it didn't spend that much time doing that. We would revisit Lois throughout the issue. But it was still, I think you had said online in the group, it was like a massive action scene. Like this whole arc so far
yeah.
has been
Basically,
an action scene.
since the end of the first issue through to at least the end of this one, presumably the next one as well. To be honest, with the way things are looking,
Yeah.
it's like all action of one giant fight, but there's so much sort of emotion and like past like infused into everything that's going on, and it cutting away to John and Lois really kind of is the heart of what's going on right now,
Yep.
and John being worried and like, insisting that he sees what's going on, and I think what's he say, and he says like so Dad fought him before, and she's like he did, did you see it? Were you there? I was, like just I like their interplay between them
Yep.
and how she's talking to him
Yeah.
to get through this. Meanwhile, of course, we have this mysterious Clark doppelganger
Yeah.
kicking about, talking to Jimmy. Lex get wrecked at the end of the last issue, it seems.
Yeah.
So Superman takes the fight to Doomsday, and really, like he knows he can't fight him like he did before, and this is what makes the fight interesting to me compared to what it would
Yep.
just be if it was just he's fighting Doomsday again. He's like, right, I did this last time, I can't do that because that killed me,
Right.
right? So I need to think of other ways. I need to think of this. I need to think of that. And he takes him underground, and we said last time that Doomsday employing new tactics as well is quite interesting. And
Yep.
one thing that really stuck out to me in this one with Superman's narration is that he's like, this isn't their version of Doomsday. This isn't, he's basically saying this isn't the new 52 version of Doomsday. This is my Doomsday. This is
Yep.
the one I fought. How is he
Yep.
here? How can he be here? So that's interesting as well. Like, who put him here?
Mm-hmm.
Was this Mr. Oz who put him here to test him? Because Mr.
Right.
Oz, we think it's Mr. Oz anyway. He's mysteriously watching him.
If so, he has no accountability for human life.
Yeah, apparently,
Like
yeah.
shopping that monster in the middle of Metropolis
Well,
again.
well, if Mr. Oz is who we think it is, then that makes sense because
Yeah, that's his MO.
yeah,
But but still, I get that character doing that before. Here, it's kind of like, well, come
yeah, yeah,
on. But no, I do like that, and I like that it is Clark trying to think, to protect everybody in the city and not just have a slug out with them like he did last time. Because that's not for all the crap that Superman gets for being boring. I love it when there's a thing that he can't punch, and that's like with Doomsday. Yeah, he could, but what good is it going to do? He has to use his other abilities here in critical thinking to get through this.
yeah. And Lex is a complete dick. He shows up. He's beaten and battered, but he gets like a recharge from the mother box and shows up brand new.
Yeah,
Cheating bastard.
yeah, that's what he
And
does.
he gets Doppelganger Clark out of harm's way because he was in
Yeah.
He was in a rough place, and then he's evacuating people on a bus and all sorts. And Clark, or Superman, basically lets Doomsday have it with his heat vision. And this is when Doomsday does something very interesting. Doomsday does something smart. That
Mm-hmm.
up until this point, we think Doomsday is just this big idiot.
Yep.
Is programmed to fight, can't do anything else. But while Superman's blasting his heat vision, Doomsday breaks a gas line next to him because underground at this point, and
Mm-hmm.
Superman's heat vision ignites it and causes a giant explosion that would make Zack Snyder proud. Uh,
Yeah, but see, unlike Zack Snyder, I felt emotion for this because it wasn't just an empty.
oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Also, he didn't do it intentionally. This is
Yeah.
Doomsday using Superman's powers against him, and it's kind of like a big deal because
Mm-hmm.
we get to that next page, and there's just this giant crater, and Superman's just sort of lying in the middle of it,
Yep.
and everyone just looks shocked. Mr. Oz looks disappointed as well, and Doomsday comes after Doppelganger Clark, and that's how we end for the next issue. And it
Mm-hmm.
teases that next issue is going to have Wonder Woman in it, so we'll see how that pans out. Maybe Wonder Woman
Yeah.
sees what's going on, comes in to help. Um, but yeah, Superman oofed. But no, I'm having fun with this. I think for all the complaints, and this is never at the top of my list of books when we rank them each week,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's been solid and dependable. I think the art was good this week. I think it's still fun and exciting. And I think the inner monologues of both Clark and Lois as this fight goes through, and them tackling it in a new way from like all the experience they've gained since then.
Yeah.
Uh, not only is it interesting just from a okay, this is how we have to tackle it differently, but it's interesting in a it really gives us this idea of all the history and continuity that is possibly missing elsewhere in
Mm-hmm.
DC because of the New 52, like erasing things and whatever else, until we get things back, possibly through fixing what Manhattan's been fucking with. So
Yeah.
no, I enjoyed it. I like it's the weaker of the two Superman books, but if this is the weak one, then we're in a fucking great place right now.
Well,
So no action, good. Oh wait, did you hear that?
I hear it.
I hear Speed Force. So Connor says action was fun, still enjoying the Lex Soup stuff. Lois and John was the best part. I would agree. I agree with that, except for the fact that I really like the ending. You know, like, I think that Doomsday using his smarts to cause that explosion is actually really interesting and
Yep.
exciting to me. But I agree up until that point, the Lois and John stuff was the best part. Human Clark remains interesting. Just waiting to see more on it still, though. That's a really bad sentence. Connor, go back to your English class. Um, not that I think people should be judged for the way they type on Facebook Messenger, but there's a few things I will not allow.
Gotcha.
There and there, you know, the two different versions
Well,
of.
there, and there.
Yeah, all three, yeah, good point. It tends to be two that they fuck up with, though. The third one tends to be left on its own,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Oh, no, all you have to do is if it's they are, just put it in the sentence, and if it doesn't make sense, don't use it. It's not hard,
Yeah,
people.
I'll just
Edit
remember,
yourselves.
or just remember the
Say
right
it.
one, like I do. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's not go into a tangent of grammar.
Say if Pete can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly.